Success begins with the way you start your day. Morning is the foundation upon which everything else rests. The way you approach those early hours determines how you navigate challenges, seize opportunities, and stay aligned with your purpose. What you think about in the morning sets the tone, not just for the day ahead, but for your overall trajectory in life. Your thoughts, intentions, and actions during this critical time are not random. They are habits you can shape to fuel growth and success. Asking yourself the right questions every morning is a powerful way to align your mindset with your aspirations. These questions act as a compass, guiding your focus and energy in the direction that matters most. They help you confront the distractions and emotions that can derail your progress and push you to make deliberate choices about how you spend your time. Each question is an invitation to reflect, to set intentions, and to commit to the habits that create success. The beauty of these questions is their simplicity. They don't require hours of deep thinking or extensive planning. Instead, they invite you to pause and take stock of what matters most. They encourage you to align your inner world, your thoughts, values, and priorities with your outer actions. This alignment creates clarity, energy, and purpose, allowing you to tackle the day with confidence and focus. Morning questions are not about finding the perfect answer. They are about asking the right questions to begin with. It's not what you know at the start of the day that determines your success. It's what you commit to discovering, doing, and becoming as the day unfolds. Each question challenges you to look at your life with fresh eyes, to identify what's within your control, and to take ownership of your choices. Success is not a one-time event. It's the result of consistent effort, reflection, and alignment over time. When you start each day by asking powerful questions, you create a habit of intentionality that compounds into extraordinary results. You stop reacting to life and start leading it. You move from being passive to being active, from drifting to directing, and from surviving to thriving. The first question to ask yourself every morning is, what am I truly grateful for today? Gratitude is a practice that grounds you, opening your eyes to the abundance in your life, no matter your circumstances. This question isn't about listing surface-level blessings, but about uncovering what you genuinely appreciate in this moment. It's about finding the richness in your experiences, relationships, and opportunities, and bringing them to the forefront of your awareness. Gratitude shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance. When you take a moment to recognize what you already have, you train your brain to focus on what's good instead of what's missing. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending life is perfect. It means choosing to see the value in your current situation. Gratitude is a perspective that acknowledges you have enough and you are enough. It's a lens that sharpens your focus and heightens your awareness of opportunities. When you reflect on what you're grateful for, you're not just counting blessings. You're reinforcing a mindset of positivity and resilience. Gratitude has the power to reshape your day because it starts with an acknowledgement of abundance rather than lack. It reminds you that even in difficult times, there is something worth appreciating. This perspective doesn't solve all your problems, but it changes how you approach them, giving you strength and clarity to find solutions. This question is particularly powerful because it requires you to pause and reflect. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to take things for granted. You rush through your morning routine, consumed by to-do lists and responsibilities, and forget to notice the small but significant things that make life meaningful. Asking yourself what you're grateful for forces you to slow down, to pay attention, and to connect with what truly matters. Gratitude has a profound impact on your relationships. When you're grateful for the people in your life, their support, kindness, and contributions, you're more likely to treat them with respect and appreciation. This creates a positive cycle where your gratitude strengthens your relationships. And those relationships, in turn, enrich your life. This question encourages you to look beyond the obvious. It's easy to be grateful for the big wins and happy moments, but what about the challenges? Can you find gratitude for the setbacks that taught you resilience, or the failures that pushed you to grow? This level of gratitude is transformative because it reframes how you see adversity. It allows you to see value in every experience, not just the pleasant ones. The practice of asking yourself what you're grateful for is not limited to the morning. It's a habit that can be cultivated throughout the day. However, starting your day with this question creates a powerful foundation. It sets a tone of appreciation and abundance that carries through your interactions, decisions, and mindset. It equips you to face challenges with grace and to seize opportunities with enthusiasm. When you answer this question, go beyond the surface. Be specific and intentional. Instead of simply saying you're grateful for your health, think about what that means today. Perhaps that you feel strong and energized enough to tackle your goals. Instead of just saying you're grateful for your family, consider why. Maybe for the way they support you and remind you of what matters most. This specificity deepens your gratitude, making it more personal and impactful. Gratitude is not just a nice thought. It's a mindset that shapes how you live and succeed. When you start your day by asking what you're grateful for, you prime your mind to see opportunities, to focus on abundance, and to act with purpose. This question is the cornerstone of a successful day, reminding you that no matter where you are in your journey, there's always something to appreciate. Next, the second question to ask yourself every morning is, what is the most important thing I need to accomplish today? This question brings clarity and focus to your day, cutting through the noise of endless to-do lists and competing priorities. It challenges you to identify what truly matters, ensuring that your energy and effort are directed toward what will have the greatest impact. Success often falters, not because of a lack of effort, but because of a lack of focus. Many people begin their days with good intentions, only to get sidetracked by minor tasks, interruptions, and distractions. By the time evening rolls around, they've been busy, but haven't made meaningful progress toward their goals. This question is a guardrail against that drift. It forces you to pause and decide what deserves your attention most. When you ask yourself what the most important thing is, you're not looking for the easiest task or the one that will earn immediate praise. You're searching for the action that aligns most closely with your long-term goals and values. Identifying this priority ensures that you're moving the needle, not just checking boxes. This question creates a sense of urgency and accountability. When you declare your most important task for the day, you're making a commitment to yourself. It's no longer a vague intention floating in your mind. It's a deliberate choice you've brought into focus. This clarity helps you resist distractions and stay on track, even when other demands arise. One of the biggest challenges in answering this question is distinguishing between urgent and important. Urgent tasks often feel pressing, but they don't necessarily contribute to your long-term success. Important tasks, on the other hand, are the ones that create lasting value, even if they don't come with immediate rewards. By asking yourself what's most important, you train yourself to prioritize what truly matters over what merely feels pressing. This question invites you to reflect on your goals. To identify the most important thing for today, you need to understand how today fits into the bigger picture. What are your long-term objectives, and how does today's work move you closer to them? This alignment between daily actions and overarching goals is what creates momentum and ensures that your efforts are not wasted. Once you've identified your priority, the next step is to break it down into actionable steps. A big, important task can feel overwhelming, which leads many people to procrastinate or avoid it altogether. Instead of thinking about the entire project, focus on what you can do today to make progress. This approach makes even the most daunting goals manageable and achievable. Answering this question helps you guard against the trap of multitasking. When you try to do too many things at once, your attention and energy are divided, and the quality of your work suffers. By focusing on one important task at a time, you give it your full attention and effort, which leads to better results. This practice not only enhances your productivity, but builds your confidence in your ability to follow through. Another benefit of asking this question is that it creates a sense of accomplishment. When you start your day with a clear priority and see it through, you experience the satisfaction of meaningful progress. This sense of achievement fuels your motivation and sets a positive tone for the rest of the day. Even if other things don't go as planned, you can end the day knowing that you focused on what mattered most. This question encourages you to confront resistance. Often the most important task is the one you least want to do. It might require hard work. You might have to step outside your comfort zone. But it's precisely because it's challenging that it holds the potential for growth and impact. By identifying and tackling this task, you develop the habit of facing resistance head on, which strengthens your resilience and determination. The most important thing you need to accomplish today doesn't always have to be work-related. What matters is that it aligns with your values and contributes to your overall well-being and success. This question helps you stay balanced, ensuring that you're not neglecting the areas of life that matter most. At the end of the day, the most important thing isn't how many tasks you completed, but whether you made meaningful progress toward your goals. By asking yourself what the most important thing is every morning, you set the stage for a purposeful and productive day. You train yourself to focus on what matters most, resist distractions, and take deliberate action. This habit is a cornerstone of success, turning each day into a stepping stone toward your vision. Next, the third question to ask yourself every morning is, how do I want to show up for others today? This question shifts your focus from inward goals and tasks to your outward impact. It reminds you that success is not only about personal achievement, but about the way you influence, support, and connect with the people around you. It's a question of presence, intention, and contribution. When you ask yourself how you want to show up for others, you're inviting yourself to consider the energy, attitude, and values you'll bring into your interactions. Are you going to approach the day with patience, kindness, and understanding? Or will stress, distraction, and frustration dictate your responses? This conscious reflection helps you set the tone for your day and ensures that your actions align with the person you aspire to be. This question encourages you to think about the roles you play in different areas of your life. You might be a leader at work, a parent or partner at home. You might be a friend or mentor to someone in need. Each of these roles requires a unique kind of presence and energy. By reflecting on how you want to show up, you ensure that you're intentional about fulfilling these roles in a way that strengthens your relationships and enhances your influence. How you show up for others isn't just about grand gestures or dramatic actions. Often it's the small, everyday choices that make the biggest difference. It's taking the time to listen actively in a conversation, offering a word of encouragement, or simply being present and attentive. These seemingly minor actions create a ripple effect, fostering trust, connection, and goodwill in your relationships. This question highlights the importance of emotional awareness. To show up for others effectively, you need to be in tune with your own emotions and manage them constructively. If you're feeling stressed, irritable, or overwhelmed, those feelings can spill over into your interactions, affecting how you treat others. By taking a moment to check in with yourself and set an intention for how you want to show up, you can avoid reactive behaviors and choose a more thoughtful, deliberate approach. One of the most powerful aspects of this question is that it encourages empathy. When you think about how you want to show up for others, you're stepping into their shoes and considering what they might need from you. It's not just about how you want to be perceived. It's about how you can contribute to their well-being and success. This outward focus fosters deeper, more meaningful connections. Answering this question can help you navigate challenging situations. If you anticipate a difficult conversation or a potentially stressful interaction, reflecting on how you want to show up can prepare you to respond with grace and composure. Instead of reacting impulsively or defensively, you can approach the situation with the qualities you've chosen. This intentionality can transform conflicts into opportunities for growth and resolution. This question reminds you of the influence you have on others, whether you realize it or not. Your words, actions, and energy have the power to inspire, motivate, or discourage the people around you. By choosing to show up as your best self, you create a positive environment that supports collaboration, trust, and shared success. You become a source of strength and encouragement, lifting others up through your presence. Reflecting on how you want to show up for others reinforces your sense of purpose. It's easy to get caught up in personal goals and forget the impact you're making in the lives of those around you. This question reminds you that your success is intertwined with the success and well-being of others. When you show up with intention and care, you create a legacy of influence that extends far beyond your individual achievements. This question helps you identify areas for growth in your relationships. If you realize that you've been distant, distracted, or short-tempered, it's an opportunity to course correct and show up differently. It's not about being perfect. It's about being aware and committed to doing better. Over time, this habit of reflection strengthens your relationships and builds a reputation for reliability and integrity. At its core, this question is about alignment, aligning your actions with your values and your presence with your aspirations. It's a reminder that how you show up matters, not just for others, but for your own sense of fulfillment. When you approach each day with the intention of showing up as your best self, you create a life that reflects your highest ideals and leaves a lasting impact on the people you touch. Here's the next one. The fourth question to ask yourself every morning is, what challenges might I face today, and how can I handle them? This question shifts your attention toward preparation and resilience. It's an acknowledgement that life will always bring its share of obstacles. The success lies not in avoiding challenges, but in how you respond to them. Thinking about potential challenges doesn't mean dwelling on negativity or inviting problems. Instead, it's a practical exercise in readiness. It's about anticipating the obstacles that might arise and equipping yourself with strategies to handle them effectively. This kind of forethought allows you to approach your day with confidence, knowing that you're prepared for whatever comes your way. When you reflect on the challenges you might face, you're giving yourself the opportunity to develop solutions in advance. Perhaps you're aware of a demanding project at work, a difficult conversation you need to have, or a personal task that you've been procrastinating on. By naming these challenges, you bring them into focus and strip them of some of their power. Challenges seem less daunting when you've already thought about how to tackle them. This question encourages you to evaluate your resources and strengths. What tools, skills, or support systems do you have that can help you address the challenges ahead? If you anticipate a tight deadline, you might decide to delegate tasks or prioritize your workload more effectively. If you're preparing for a challenging discussion, you might rehearse key points or seek advice from a trusted mentor. Identifying your resources helps you feel more equipped and reduces the anxiety that often accompanies uncertainty. Considering your challenges in advance allows you to set realistic expectations for yourself. Some days will be smooth and productive, while others may be filled with interruptions and unforeseen difficulties. When you've already acknowledged that challenges are part of the equation, you're less likely to be thrown off balance when they arise. You can adapt with greater ease, maintaining focus and composure. This question highlights the importance of emotional preparedness. Challenges often evoke stress, frustration, or self-doubt, which can cloud your judgment and hinder your performance. By reflecting on how you can handle these emotions ahead of time, you give yourself a roadmap for staying grounded. Emotional regulation is a critical skill that enables you to navigate challenges without being overwhelmed. Thinking about challenges encourages a problem-solving mindset. Instead of viewing obstacles as insurmountable barriers, you begin to see them as puzzles to solve or opportunities to learn. This shift in perspective fosters creativity and resilience, allowing you to approach difficulties with curiosity rather than resistance. You start asking questions like, what's another way to approach this? Or, what can this teach me? These questions lead to constructive action rather than frustration or stagnation. This question invites you to consider external factors that might impact your day. Perhaps you anticipate heavy traffic during your commute, a delay in receiving important information, or resistance from a colleague on a joint project. By acknowledging these potential roadblocks, you can plan accordingly. Proactive thinking minimizes surprises and enhances your ability to adapt. Reflection on challenges reminds you of the value of flexibility. No matter how well you plan, not everything will go as expected. Successful individuals understand that adaptability is key to overcoming challenges. They remain open to changing course, adjusting their approach, or finding alternative solutions when necessary. This flexibility is a hallmark of resilience and ensures that you stay on track even when faced with setbacks. Considering challenges doesn't mean focusing only on the negative. It allows you to recognize opportunities hidden within obstacles. Challenges often present moments for growth, learning, and strengthening your problem-solving skills. When you approach them with the mindset that every challenge carries potential value, you transform difficulties into stepping stones for success. This question reinforces the importance of self-compassion. Some challenges will be more difficult than others, and you won't handle every situation perfectly. By reflecting on how you can handle challenges in advance, you set an intention to do your best without holding yourself to impossible standards. This balance of effort and grace allows you to navigate difficulties without unnecessary pressure or guilt. By asking yourself what challenges you might face and how you can handle them, you create a mental blueprint for the day. You set the tone for resilience, proactivity, and grace under pressure. This question is not just about anticipating obstacles, it's about empowering yourself to face them with courage and confidence. Next, the fifth question to ask yourself every morning is, what can I learn or improve today? This question fosters a mindset of continuous growth and curiosity, two essential components of personal and professional success. It shifts your focus from merely going through the motions to actively seeking opportunities to enhance your skills, deepen your understanding, and become a better version of yourself. Each day is a chance to grow, but growth doesn't happen automatically. It requires intentional effort and the willingness to challenge yourself. By starting your morning with this question, you set the tone for a day centered on learning and improvement. You remind yourself that no matter how experienced, skilled, or knowledgeable you are, there's always room to expand your horizons. When you ask yourself what you can learn or improve, you invite a sense of curiosity and wonder into your day. This mindset encourages you to approach tasks, conversations, and experiences with open-mindedness and a desire to gain something new. It's not just about seeking formal education or structured training. It's about seeing every interaction and situation as an opportunity to learn. Consider the specific areas of your life where you want to grow. When you start the day with this question, you can identify a small, actionable step to move closer to that goal. If you want to become a better listener, you might decide to focus on active listening during your conversations today. This question encourages reflection on recent experiences. What challenges or setbacks have you faced, and what lessons can you draw from them? By actively seeking insights from your past, you turn mistakes into valuable learning opportunities. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, you focus on how you can do better moving forward. Improvement often requires stepping outside your comfort zone. When you ask yourself what you can learn or improve, you're more likely to embrace challenges that push you to grow. Those moments of discomfort are where the most significant growth happens. This question encourages humility. It's a reminder that no matter how much you've accomplished, there's always more to learn. Successful individuals embrace this mindset, seeing themselves as lifelong students. They recognize that growth isn't a destination, but a journey. And they actively seek opportunities to expand their knowledge and refine their skills. When you focus on learning and improvement, you become more adaptable. The ability to learn quickly and effectively is a critical skill in a constantly changing world. By making growth a daily priority, you build the resilience and agility needed to navigate uncertainty and seize new opportunities. This question isn't just about professional development, it applies to personal growth as well. What can you learn about yourself today? How can you improve your relationships, health, or overall well-being? By considering these aspects, you create a holistic approach to growth that enriches every area of your life. Learning doesn't always come from traditional sources. Yes, you should read books. Yes, you should take courses and find a mentor. But sometimes the most profound lessons come from observing the world around you. You start your day with a learning mindset. you become more attuned to these moments. You notice patterns, pick up on subtle cues, and gain insights that others might overlook. Improvement involves giving and receiving feedback. Asking yourself what you can learn or improve primes you to seek input from others. Whether it's a friend or family member, or whoever, their perspective can offer valuable insights that help you see blind spots and uncover new opportunities for growth. This willingness to engage with feedback demonstrates confidence and a commitment to self-improvement. This question fosters a proactive approach to problem solving. Instead of waiting for challenges to force you to adapt, you take the initiative to prepare and grow. You're not just reacting to the demands of the day. You're actively equipping yourself with the skills and knowledge needed to thrive. At the end of the day, learning and improvement are not just about achieving specific goals. They're about becoming the kind of person who is always evolving, always curious, and always striving to be better. By asking yourself this question each morning, you cultivate a mindset that prioritizes growth, resilience, and excellence. Next, the sixth question to ask yourself every morning is, what am I doing today to move closer to my long-term goals? This question serves as a powerful anchor, ensuring that the decisions and actions you take today are aligned with the future you want to create. It bridges the gap between your aspirations and your daily reality, turning abstract dreams into tangible progress. Long-term goals are like a compass. They provide direction and purpose, guiding your efforts and helping you make choices that align with your vision. However, the journey toward these goals is often filled with distractions, competing priorities, and moments of doubt. Without intentional focus, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. By asking yourself this question each morning, you reaffirm your commitment to your goals and set the stage for purposeful action. This question prompts you to think strategically about your day. It's not about cramming every hour with activity or doing more for the sake of busyness. It's about doing what matters most. It challenges you to prioritize high-impact actions that bring you closer to your goals, whether they involve advancing your career, improving your health, building stronger relationships, or pursuing personal growth. When you ask yourself what you're doing today to move closer to your long-term goals, you're reminded of the power of consistency. Big achievements are rarely the result of a single monumental effort. They're built through small, intentional actions repeated over time. Each day offers an opportunity to make progress, no matter how incremental it may seem. Success is not a sprint, it's a marathon, and every step counts. This question encourages reflection on how you're using your time. Are your daily habits and routines aligned with your goals, or are they pulling you in a different direction? It's easy to get caught up in tasks that feel urgent, but don't contribute to your bigger picture. By starting your day with this question, you create a filter for your decisions, focusing on what truly moves the needle. Consider how this applies to specific goals. If your long-term aim is to write a book, what are you doing today to move that forward? It might mean dedicating an hour to writing, brainstorming ideas, or researching your topic. If your goal is to get in shape, then what steps are you taking today? Are you exercising, eating well, or ensuring you get enough rest? The small actions you take today build momentum for larger successes. This question highlights the importance of preparation. Success doesn't happen by accident. It requires planning and forethought. By identifying what you'll do today to move closer to your goals, you approach your day with intention and clarity. You're not just reacting to whatever comes your way. You're taking proactive steps that align with your vision. Answering this question honestly may reveal areas where you're falling short. It's a moment of accountability, challenging you to confront any procrastination, distraction, or avoidance that's holding you back. This isn't about self-criticism, it's about self-awareness. Recognizing where you can do better is the first step toward improvement. This question reinforces the connection between short-term actions and long-term outcomes. It reminds you that the choices you make today have a cumulative effect. Each decision to work toward your goals builds momentum, creating a sense of progress that motivates you to keep going. Conversely, neglecting your goals today means delaying your progress tomorrow. When you focus on what you're doing today to achieve your long-term goals, you cultivate a sense of purpose. Your actions take on greater meaning because they're tied to something bigger than the immediate moment. This sense of purpose fuels your motivation, helping you stay disciplined and resilient, even when the path feels challenging. This question encourages flexibility and adaptability. While long-term goals provide direction, the path to achieving them is rarely linear. By reflecting on your daily actions, you can adjust your approach as needed, staying aligned with your vision while remaining open to new opportunities and insights. It's not about rigidly sticking to a plan. It's about being intentional and resourceful. Finally, this question fosters gratitude and celebration. When you acknowledge the steps you're taking toward your goals, no matter how small, you reinforce a sense of accomplishment. Success is not just about reaching the destination. It's about appreciating the journey and recognizing the effort you're putting in along the way. As you consider what you're doing today to move closer to your long-term goals, remember that progress is a series of small victories. Each action, no matter how modest, brings you closer to the life you envision. This question is your daily reminder to stay focused, stay committed, and keep moving forward. Next, the seventh question to ask yourself every morning is, how can I make today meaningful, no matter what happens? This question is about embracing each day as an opportunity to live with intention, regardless of external circumstances. It shifts your focus from what's outside your control to the choices you can make to infuse your day with purpose and significance. Life is unpredictable. Challenges, delays, and unexpected events can disrupt your plans and test your resolve. It's easy to let these moments dictate the tone of your day, leaving you feeling frustrated or unfulfilled. But when you commit to making the day meaningful, no matter what happens, you reclaim your power to create a positive experience. You're no longer at the mercy of events. You're actively shaping how you respond to them. This question encourages you to define what meaning looks like for you. It's not about grand gestures or monumental achievements. Meaning can be found in simple acts of kindness, moments of connection, or the pursuit of something that matters to you. It's about aligning your actions with your values and focusing on what truly makes life rich and rewarding. When you start your day with this question, you're setting an intention to approach the day with purpose. It's a reminder that every moment offers an opportunity to contribute, to grow, or to make a difference. Whether it's through your work, your relationships, or your personal pursuits, you have the ability to bring meaning to even the most ordinary tasks. This question helps you prioritize what matters most. In the busyness of daily life, it's easy to get caught up in tasks that feel urgent but lack significance. By asking yourself how you can make the day meaningful, you're prompted to focus on what adds value to your life and the lives of others. It's a question that cuts through the noise, bringing clarity to your choices. Consider how this might play out in a day filled with challenges. Perhaps a project at work is delayed, or a personal plan falls through. Instead of letting these setbacks dictate your mood, you can choose to find meaning in how you handle them. These choices may seem small, but they contribute to a sense of purpose and fulfillment. This question invites you to think about how you can impact others. Meaning is often found in relationships and the connections we build. By asking yourself how you can make the day meaningful, you're reminded to look for opportunities to support, inspire, or uplift those around you. A kind word, a thoughtful gesture, or simply being present can have a profound impact, not only on others, but on your own sense of purpose. Another powerful aspect of this question is its focus on resilience. By committing to making the day meaningful, no matter what happens, you're preparing yourself to navigate challenges with grace and determination. You're acknowledging that while you can't control everything, you can control how you respond. This mindset helps you stay grounded and focused, even in the face of uncertainty. This question encourages mindfulness. To make the day meaningful, you must be present in the moment, fully engaged with what you're doing and the people around you. It's about slowing down, appreciating the small joys, and finding beauty in the ordinary. When you approach the day with this level of awareness, even routine activities can take on a deeper significance. This commitment to meaning fosters gratitude. When you focus on creating meaning, you're naturally drawn to appreciate the opportunities, experiences, and relationships in your life. Gratitude enhances your perspective, helping you see the positive aspects of your day even when things don't go as planned. Finally, this question is an invitation to live authentically. Meaning is deeply personal. It's not about meeting external expectations or chasing someone else's definition of success. It's about aligning your actions with your own values and priorities. When you approach each day with this authenticity, you create a life that reflects who you truly are. As you reflect on how to make today meaningful, remember that meaning is not something you find. It's something you create. It's about the choices you make, the perspective you adopt, and the actions you take. By embracing this question each morning, you set the tone for a day filled with purpose, connection, and fulfillment. A meaningful day isn't defined by perfection or extraordinary events. It's about how you approach every moment, task, and interaction. By beginning your day with these 7 questions, you create a framework for intentional living, aligning your thoughts and actions with what truly matters to you. Each question acts as a compass, guiding you toward a day that reflects your values, priorities, and aspirations. When you commit to asking yourself these questions every morning, you're not just setting the tone for the day, you're shaping your future. The clarity, focus, and purpose that emerge from these reflections build momentum over time. You become more resilient, adaptable, and capable of navigating life's complexities. You stop reacting to circumstances and start living proactively, choosing how you show up in the world. The beauty of these questions lies in their simplicity. They don't require hours of planning or elaborate rituals. They're about taking a few moments each morning to pause, reflect, and center yourself. These questions remind you of your power to influence your day, no matter what challenges arise. They ground you in your intentions, helping you stay true to yourself while pursuing your goals. Greatness isn't achieved in a single moment. It's the result of consistent, thoughtful choices made every day. These questions are the foundation of those choices, helping you prioritize what matters, overcome obstacles, and create meaning in your life. They're a daily invitation to align your actions with your vision, to embrace growth, and to make every day an opportunity for progress and connection. As you move forward, remember that the answers to these questions don't have to be perfect. They're not about pressure or performance. They're about presence and possibility. They're a chance to check in with yourself, to reconnect with your purpose, and to approach each day with curiosity and intention. Over time, they become a habit, a part of who you are, and a tool for transforming your life from the inside out. Every morning, when you pause to ask these questions, you're making a powerful choice. The choice to live with intention, to prioritize growth, and to create a life of meaning and impact. With each answer, you're shaping your mindset, your actions, and your future. The journey to success, fulfillment, and greatness begins with these questions, and the commitment to reflect, act, and grow every day.